It's Virat Kohli's Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Shah Rukh Khan's Kolkata Knight Riders, so to say. The fans' favorite rivalry, and how can we forget the first ever match of the IPL when these two teams collided and a smashing 156 runs from Brendan McCullum. If you are somebody who makes Fantasy 11 teams on platforms like Dream 11, then this video is just for you, where we give you a perfect analysis. So stay with us till the end of this video where we give you a perfect analysis for the Fantasy 11 team. Welcome to Cricket Tips. My name is Manthan, and in this video we are going to look at some important statistics about RCB versus KKR. Now both of these teams have played with each other 28 times, out of which KKR has won 15 times and RCB has won 13 times. However, in the last 5 matches that both of these teams played against each other, RCB has won 4 times, and in this very pitch where they are playing, RCB has a dominating hand on KKR. Let's begin our Team 11 prediction with wicket keepers. Now you have two options, AB de Villiers and Dinesh Karthik, and the player that we will suggest in your Fantasy 11 team is AB de Villiers. Scored 207 runs already in this season of IPL, scored a century in the practice match, and this is a player, although he's got retired from international cricket, but he is still the Superman AB de Villiers. Talking about Dinesh Karthik, stepped down from the captaincy last year, not so very good performance in the first half of the IPL, and somebody whose batting position is still not clear in the KKR batting lineup. He bats anywhere from number 3 to number 7, and therefore Dinesh Karthik is somebody whom we will not suggest in your Fantasy 11 team. Let's start with the batsmen. Number 1, Devdutt Padikkal. This young player whom you get for very low credit should be there in your Fantasy 11 team. He has already scored a century in this season of the IPL, and therefore a very valuable player for not just RCB but even for your Fantasy 11 team. Number 2, Nitish Rana. Scored 200 plus runs in this season of IPL, has scored 280 plus runs, and therefore you can definitely have Nitish Rana in your Fantasy 11 team. Number 3, Rahul Tripathi. This young player, the find of the last year's IPL, plays fearlessly at number 3 position, and therefore have Rahul Tripathi in your Fantasy 11 team. And number 4, the biggest player for tomorrow's match is Glenn Maxwell. After this one player, the RCB's fortunes have just changed. A key reason why RCB is at a massive position right now, and Glenn Maxwell can definitely be there in your Fantasy 11 team. Two players that we will not suggest in your betting team will be number 1, Virat Kohli. Although a complete IPL player, scored 6,000 plus runs, but then you get Virat Kohli for very high credits and you will have to let go of some very good batsmen. Also, the prime reason why we do not suggest Virat Kohli in your team is Virat Kohli loses his wickets against mystery spinners, and KKR has Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti who might be deadly against Virat Kohli, and therefore we will not suggest him in your Fantasy 11 team. Number 2, Shubman Gill, another golden star of Indian cricket, but then he is probably injured according to the sources, and he was ruled out of a series in England, and therefore he is somebody who will not suggest in your Fantasy 11 team. Now let's talk about the all-rounders. Number 1, Andre Russell, the match-winning player for KKR. He bowls in the death overs and is also a match finisher for KKR. If you look at his numbers, he has already picked 7 wickets for KKR in the first half of the IPL. And how can we forget the 2019 innings against this very team when he scored 48 runs of just 13 balls. Andre Russell is a match-winning player for KKR, and you should definitely have him in your Fantasy 11 team. Number 2, Sunil Narine. Although he's not had a very good start in the first half of the IPL, but then this player is a mysterious spinner, and if you look at his batting performance, he could play at all the levels, be it at the opening or at number 3, number 4. This player smashes the balls from the first ball itself, and therefore Sunil Narine, a very good choice for your Fantasy 11 team. The number 3 player is the Cricket Tips special player Wanindu Hazaranga, a new name. RCB recently bought this player instead of Adam Zampa, and he is a perfect player who fits into the RCB playing 11. This player has already picked 36 wickets in 23 matches that he has played in his T20 international career, and a very impressive figure. He is a surprising name, but then you can definitely have him in your playing 11. Now let's talk about the bowlers. Number 1, Harshal Patel, the purple cap holder, somebody who has already picked 17 wickets in the 7 matches that he has played. Harshal Patel is the golden boy for Royal Challengers Bangalore, and you can definitely have him in your Fantasy 11 team. Number 2, Kyle Jamieson, the lanky Kiwi bowler. You can definitely have him in your team because he plays the similar role what Andre Russell does for KKR. Kyle Jamieson also delivers with bats and can give you good ROI on your investment, and therefore have him in your Fantasy 11 team. And number 3, you can definitely have Varun Chakravarti, the mystery spinner, somebody who has taken big wickets. His variations are very tough to pick for the batters, and therefore Varun Chakravarti, even after when he got selected for the Indian team for the T20 World Cup, very high on confidence and very high on skill. Have Varun in your fantasy 11 team. So that was a complete playing 11. If you are making a fantasy 11 team, please tell us if you like this video. Share this video with all your friends who are making teams, because IPL is just 2 days away, and we will see you again in more such videos in future. Like this video, share this video with all your friends, subscribe to the Cricket Tips channel. See you again with another prediction video very super soon. Thank you.